to be Reuben and I that were born into the travel industry. It was all they ever knew.
Yep.
Reuben had 7 holidays.
There you go.
We want to be unable to donate his organs. We go full loop, don't we? That's why we do what we do today, because we want to give families the opportunity to make memories like Reuben did, because should the worst happen, that's all you've got to hold on to. They are important. They're important. You know, we're not here for a long time, are we? And we want to make sure that we stuff it as much as we can with really good stuff. And wholesome stuff. And unfortunately, we lost our youngest, ironically, whilst on holiday. Thankfully, we were in the UK. But we lost him on holiday back in 2012. What we'd not got in the plans and didn't expect to do was to buy a big old country pile in the rolling hills of Derbyshire, Glossop, Derbyshire. And we bought an old cottage hospital in the 23rd of April, 2014.
Welcome to Now Boarding.
Hello, welcome to Now Boarding, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of travel, sharing real stories from real people and real places that make holidays unforgettable. I'm Phil, the CEO of the Travel Village Group, and what makes this podcast different? Well, we record every episode in just one take, so you get the laughter, the surprises, the unfiltered moments exactly as they happen. Now, my hope is that these stories inspire your next adventure. And when they do, the Travel Village Group team is ready to make it a reality. So let's get started. Today, very special one today. I've been really looking forward to this. Something that's very close to my heart. We are talking to Nick, who is the founder of Reuben's Retreat, and the lovely Rebecca here, who's in charge of fundraising, I believe. So let's dive straight in. I mean, why are we talking to people who raise money for charity? Because people say, what's the relationship with travel? What's that got to do with travel? So let's go right back to the very beginning, Nick. You, in a previous life, started working travel, didn't you? So travel runs through your blood, doesn't it?
It does. And my sons now, which is amazing. In fact, both sons, to be fair. So our eldest, Isaac, he'll be 18 on New Year's Eve. He's just started a travel apprenticeship, so he's about to complete his first year this month. I met my husband in travel at a conference.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike. And our 2 boys knew nothing but travel. And unfortunately, we lost our youngest, ironically, whilst on holiday. Thankfully, we were in the UK. But we lost him on holiday back in 2012 to an undiagnosed brain tumour. And we were unable to donate Reuben's organs. Reuben's our youngest. We were unable to donate his organs. And I desperately wanted to do something that meant that his life was worthwhile. I think we all have the ability to leave our world a better place, and we found it. I know you're a big believer in that as well, Phil, making good change. And unable to donate his organs, we founded Reuben's Retreat, which is and will be a place where families who wouldn't ordinarily get the opportunity to holiday because they've got medically complex children with lots of needs, they wouldn't ordinarily get the chance to go away and make memories and have fun times. And they're the bits that you hold on to should the worst happen. And it shouldn't happen, but it does. Because the other part of the work we do at Reuben's Retreat, as well as supporting families that may face an uncertain future, the other big part of the work that we do, 35% of the work we do at Reuben's, is to support families after the loss of a child as well. We couldn't not do that after what we've been through.
No, absolutely. And I think we're gonna talk about those two sides because they're really, really important. And I'm glad you touched on that. It gives our listeners the opportunity to, stay tuned in now and find out where we're going with this because it's absolutely massively important. You said that, we lost Reuben in 2012. And then in 2014, that's when you started on this huge project. It's 10 phases, am I right?
That's right. So
where is it?
Yeah.
and what? And how did that come about? So let's give us a brief insight to where it is, what the building is, and because fabulous place.
So we launched the charity 2 days after Reuben passed away on the 23rd of August 2012. By the October, we'd raised sufficient funds that if we continued at the pace we were going, we could raise $1 million in 23 months, which was Reuben's age. when he passed away, and 23 becomes a very significant number to us.
Talk about 23.
Yeah. And so we raised that first $1 million within the 23 months. So by July 2014, we raised $1 million. What we'd not got in the plans and didn't expect to do was to buy a big old country pile in the rolling hills of Derbyshire, Glossop, Derbyshire, and we bought an old cottage hospital in the 23rd of April, 2014. And throughout the last kind of 13 years old last month, throughout those 13 years, we've completed 6 ambitious phases of build renovation to change that building around.
Yeah, and it was a pile.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, definitely. You've been, haven't you, seen it?
I've seen the good and the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen after and before, you know. So, you know, what you've achieved looking at that building. I mean, this is an old building. It goes back to
1889.
1889. I was saying it was a hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen that building, and I've been to stonework. If you ever get the chance, and we'll hopefully people will come and have a look, you know. But what an amazing building! But what a challenge, you know. Is it a listed building?
The building's not. The parkland is.
The parkland is, isn't it? Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's part of the heritage.
Yeah.
It was built in 1889 by a wealthy cotton industrialist and philanthropist, an incredibly altruistic man.
Yes.
And I often kind of tip my hat to him and thank him for the baton that he passed to us, because without him, Daniel Ward, it was called Ward's Hospital, without him, the building, you know, Reuben's Retreat would have a very different face. You know?
Yes, it would. Yeah, it's a credit to you what you've done, you know. And let's just talk about the building. We'll move forward here, because inside the building, let's talk about the first, the 2 things that you cater for. So the first one is obviously people who've got children with life-changing or life-threatening. Sometimes it's terminal illnesses, and the facilities that you offer in there. Talk to the people about things that you do. I mean, the swimming pool area I looked at. I mean, obviously that's a standout because it's just what you've done there. Water is a wonderful healer, isn't it? You know, and I talked about this on a previous podcast. My whole life has evolved around water, living on the coast.
Yeah.
You know, and it stimulates. It's a wonderful thing, and it's a time to also to reflect as well. Water is just beautiful. So I understand why you did that, but tell us about inside.
Yeah, so that was phase 4, the hydrotherapy suite. That was $250,000 that we spent on that.
That's an expensive bath.
It is, yeah. But, you know, like, we hear so much good come from that one initiative alone. We've got a family in the Midlands that unfortunately are unable to stay with us now because the one small apartment that's complete has got stairs and he can't make the stairs anymore. But the hydrotherapy suite is the one place where he says, look, Mum can walk, because the weightlessness of the pool, she'll hold his arms and he'll walk across the pool.
Wow. We
hear lots about the pool, about, you know, it's the only place that I can hold him or lift her or cuddle my child. You know, and then another instance recently of a parent saying she's not swum for 15 years. We're one of the few facilities in the UK that will take some really high risk swims. You know, some children can't breathe for themselves, so they've got ventilators or tracheostomies, and so
they can use the pool. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's a basic human thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Holding and cuddling your child.
Yeah. So we've completed the lodge. That's our bereavement counselling and support centre. Like I said, we've got one small apartment there. We've got the hydrotherapy suite, sensory room, movie room, playroom. We offer a whole raft of peer support groups and initiatives, counselling, wellbeing sessions, walks. There's a whole array of support and offering that's bespoke and tailor-made to each family that finds us. And we're currently looking after over 800 individuals, despite the retreat not being complete. In its completion,
it's incredible. So I get
over 800
individuals. Every credit.
Yeah.
Listen, this costs. I'll move on to Rebecca here briefly, because running an operation like this is impossible. Government funding is.
We don't receive
zero.
Any.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world in COVID. We have zero. Yeah, so I know all about that, and having to, you know, dig deep. You're in charge of fundraising.
Yep, I've been enrolled 3 months now.
What? 3 months?
Yeah.
I don't know, you've got big boots to fill, you know.
I know.
Your predecessor was pretty good.
Well, yeah, I've got a lot to live up to, that's for sure. And I think fundraising it's integral to any charity across the UK, right? We couldn't survive without it. We couldn't be where we are without the community that Nick's built, but also the travel industry that's been behind her as well. So it's just been amazing. And we run our own events at Reuben's. We have our walking groups, we have our treks, our challenges, and our golf days and things that we do. But we also have...
They will have the golf day.
Yeah.
See, I've even brought my golf top today.
I gave it an honorary mention, yeah. But, you know, there's a lot of independent people that step forward to do challenges for us as well. And they make a huge difference, you know, whether it's the runs, the treks, the marathons, the fun days, or, yeah. So it's they're just an integral part of it. Yeah.
Absolutely, you alluded to the travel industry, and again, that's why we're here today. You know, now Boarding is a travel podcast.
Yeah,
you know, and through your connections with the industry, the travel industry has been a huge support. I mean, you know, I want to, on record, to say thank you to the whole of the travel industry for supporting Reuben's Retreat. You know, you've done an amazing job, and please continue to keep supporting this charity. It's so important, and thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you've heard, like, all of the companies have hosted some amazing events for us, but it's not just that; it's the networking as well. It's the people that we meet through these events, like the Cyprus
conference.
The conference
in Cyprus, yeah, absolutely.
Where we were, you know, given the Charity of the Year name, weren't we? Which, you know, our colleagues were so excited about, and through that we began to network as well. So off the back of that, it's created other opportunities. So yeah, it's like a ripple effect, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then we talked about it before. The second part of the business is, you know, as well as caring for people who've got children with difficulties, there's the people who've unfortunately lost children, like yourself, and that grieving process is it's just so important for the parents.
It is, it absolutely is. So we have a strapline at Reuben's: relax, recharge, remember, rebuild. And the remember, rebuild element comes to the fore for families after the loss of a child. And I think it's really important to share that whilst our families, you know, can and do come through from our complex world of caring, actually in its own right, our bereavement work is for any family after the loss of a child in the last 5 years, regardless of the circumstance, up to the age of kind of 21 years. And I think people underestimate how big our bereavement work is, and how that kind of, you know, sits in its own place, really.
Tell us.
I think we live in a world where we're losing children to all kinds of horrific circumstance. And I think it's important to share that with each family that approaches Reuben's Retreat. We offer them, again, I've referred to it before, kind of this bespoke support system for them to walk with us and trust us on their journey, and for them to walk with us for as long or as little as they wish to, and to kind of be involved with us as much or as little as they wish to. Because I always say that they've lost their child, and their grief is as unique to our world as was their child to our world as well. No two people grieve the same, no two parents grieve the same after loss of a child.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we have to approach mum, dad, and if they're siblings, we have to approach them all as individuals, because they don't grieve the same.
No, I mean, relationships between partners, husband, wives, etc., you know, that is a very challenging time, I can imagine, losing, you know, a child. And, you know, because I guess, you know, there's people blame either themselves or, you know, or each other. They just, you know, that grief thing is such a complex
very
to understand. You've got some amazing people who understand and can guide people on that journey of grieving and try to come to terms with it as best they possibly can.
Yeah, we do.
It's a gift, isn't it?
Yeah, we have external counsellors and practitioners that come through to support our families, and we have a whole array of support. And because we're not government funded, we don't belong to any arm of the NHS, and, you know, we're not under the hospice movement, we're not a hospice, we're not a respite centre. We're a charity that fits beautifully and neatly within that. But because we're not beholden to anybody, we can also be proactive and reactive, and we can also kind of test other developments and processes and therapies and other offerings out there without having to kind of jump through hoops. So that's positive. We launched a new initiative last year once we'd kind of spent around 3 to 4 months of due diligence going through every single step of that and what that process was like. We tested it on external people that were close to the charity for a whole different level of reasons. And
Really?
we now have hypnotherapy, and it's just the feedback that we're receiving is phenomenal.
Wow.
Because within hypnotherapy, you can work with the subconscious, you see. And when you're in grief, you're often in for a long time, fight or flight. You're in shock. You can be in the deepest, darkest depths of trauma. And so working in some elements of counselling to get to those kind of levels that you need to get to can take an awful long time. Whereas in a meditative state, you can hit those kind of areas of immense trauma much more gently and with very few barriers, and whilst people are in whole control of what they're saying and doing and acting and remembering.
You know something, I always say, expect you're expected. I never expected to be sat here on this particular podcast and saying, I've got a top tip. But actually, that is probably one of the best top tips I've heard or I can give. And I think that anybody listening and watching this podcast who is struggling and it's not working or conventional, I say conventional, then I think this is a great opportunity to contact, Nick and Becca, the team at Reuben's, to consider, hypnotherapy, because that's just amazing what you just said there, and I'm just so glad you did.
If you're in a
I'd never thought I'd be saying that on the podcast today.
If you're in a permanent state of fight or flight because you're under trauma, like how can you reach that unless you kind of just take a step back and then when you shift the fight or flight to more calm, then your kind of internal barometer can work things a little bit easier and it can navigate things a little bit better. I'm not saying the pain goes away, how can it ever? It's love, isn't it? It's love.
Yeah, and you're speaking from experience. But if people want to know more about that, yes, you can go and find it through Reuben's Retreat. But we will put a post up on the Travel Village Facebook page, and people can know more about that hypnotherapy and talk to you, and maybe you can send some information to them. Of course, that'll be absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely, anybody can get in touch for support. We've got a fantastic team.
Yeah,
they'll always hear
I know that.
At the end of the phone. Thank you.
Listen, I'm going to ask. I'll talk to Becky first. So 3 months in, what motivates you in terms of coming into work every day and coming and doing the job that you do? Because it is just, there's words. I'm running out of superlatives, really. So what does motivate you to go?
I think, obviously the big one, making a difference to these families. But it's quite rare in the fundraising team that we actually get to see how we're making that difference. We hear the stories. But in terms of the fundraising and the family team, our days look very, very different. So last week, it was actually when the TV production came, we were hosting a birthday party for our mascot.
Was that the one from, it was on, which was it? Who was it?
ITV.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Granada Reports.
Fabulous.
Yeah, they did a great piece, and they just managed to time it as we had, like I said, a party for our mascot, and the kids were there, and the families were there, and just to see the sort of life, that it all just came to life during that, and it brought it to life for me.
Wow.
It wasn't just about hearing the stories, but I was seeing it happen as well. So that's my motivation. And supporting Nick all the way. She's got this amazing vision of bringing Reuben's Retreat to life. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I want to see her through that as well. And yeah, so she's very motivated in herself, and she's great to work alongside.
Oh, don't I know it? And you, Nick, I mean, your husband, Mark, you're both, you're not working the business together.
No.
So it's completely, there's a yin and yang there, isn't there? I guess that must be helpful. I know I work with my wife, but I'm not sure I could do what you do working with my wife. So how does that work? How does that? Because from the outside, it looks like it's good.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. We're really fortunate, Mike and I, to have a really good, solid relationship. You know, there's a lot of banter in our house. There's a lot you can imagine, can't you? There's a lot of humour. You know, if you asked him, he'd say he was behind all of it. You know, like
no doubt. He'll tell you he's the manager.
Yeah, he is the wind beneath my wings. He is. Yeah,
absolutely.
But I think, I mean. I don't know, it's a funny story, isn't it, really, Phil? Kind of meeting at a conference and coming together, and, you know, the industry's all I've ever known. I was the same age as Isaac. I was 16 when I got my apprenticeship in travel with Co-op.
Yeah.
And I always said the industry's never left me. I still feel very much part of the travel industry. I was absolutely devastated to end what I thought was my career within travel and pursue Reuben's legacy and continue the charity. I was really upset, and it took a lot of time, a lot of soul searching, because I went back to work for a few months after Reuben died, even though we'd launched the charity.
Of course.
But the industry never left me, and cruise is huge for us, isn't it? Mike was in cruising.
Yes, of course.
When we met, and he's still in cruising again now, and he is Mr. Cruise if you speak to him at home.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we have a good relationship, and he kind of steps into Reuben's when needed, steps out and does the day-to-day kind of stuff so that we can...
Does he do the shopping?
Sometimes it depends. The shops are his own lunch, Phil, if I'm honest. He says he goes shopping, but everything in the fridge is for him.
Does he cook, or are you the cook?
I mainly cook, but he can cook, but he pretends he can't.
Does he
really? He can also iron, he pretends he can't. Have you ever heard that clothes can be too greasy? That's not even a word. They're too greasy, I can't do it.
I love it. Well, I love talking. I love being in your company as a pair of you. It does, it does fill my heart with joy. You know, it really does. Listen, I think what we would like to do is, should we have a few little quick fire questions? I think that would be really good to ask you both. Let's just, you know, start with Nicola. Maybe Reuben's Retreat theme song.
Reuben's is Sweet Caroline. There's a little story.
Something about that.
Yeah. So Reuben's got his own Elvis, Darren Leonard from Bolton.
Yeah.
And Reuben was in special care baby unit when he was born. Not from anything that he passed from. It was totally unrelated.
Yeah.
But when Reuben was 1, we had a huge birthday party for him. So we had a first birthday, a christening on the same day, and a fundraiser for special care baby unit because we wanted to raise some money and give back to them because they were wonderful with us.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Elvis did sing Sweet Caroline a couple of times. And so our Bolton Elvis came over for the birthday party and did a full rendition of Elvis songs. It was brilliant. We had a great party. And then at the end, he got us all up to Sweet Caroline and we got Reuben up and we all went around in a big circle and we've got it on video and it was just a really, really great moment. And then that became a thing. And Darren and Michelle were unable to make Reuben's funeral. They were away. But Darren said Elvis will be in the building for Reuben for the rest of my days. So he's a big supporter of Reuben's Retreat. And so so that became a bit of an anthem for us.
Sweet Caroline. Becca, what about you? Most creative fundraising you've done?
Oh,
is there anything really left field out there?
Well, you fell into the role at the ball.
Exactly. Well, I was just going to mention that. Yeah, I think I was 2 weeks in and this project sheet landed on my desk and she was like, the ball's in about 2 weeks, Beck.
Really?
We've got to feed 450 people. We've got a massive sponsorship. It's at Bolton Stadium. Can you make it happen? I was like, I'll do my best, Nick. And we did. We pulled it off. I was still doing the presentation behind the curtain about 10 minutes before guests were arriving. But
what a great night that was.
Yeah. Yes, it was fantastic.
It was like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. That's it. We were like,
it was a brilliant night. I'll never forget that night for,
it was record-breaking.
It was very special. It was good. Really, really enjoyed it.
We need you next year, 12th of September, at the Midland Hotel in Manchester.
Oh, he goes to Midland?
I know.
Bit posh.
I know.
We've not even dropped save the date. Sorry, that's exclusive.
You heard it first.
Not tell anyone.
That was brilliant. I love it. Comfort food. Come on, what lifts your spirits?
Oh, do you know what I had yesterday? Mashed potato butty.
Oh,
Hang on a minute.
carbs on carbs.
No, you see, I can go on further than that. One of my favourite comfort foods is actually cold roast potato butties.
Oh, yeah. Do you have
So
some vinegar?
I'm in the... No, don't do salt and vinegar
Don't you?
at all, anything.
How can you be from Blackpool or home of fish and chips and not do salt and vinegar?
I know, I'm missing nuts, all throws it everywhere. But yeah, potato butties.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe you said that.
It's gorgeous.
What about you?
It's got to be carbonara for me. Yeah, I'm very lucky to actually have somebody that does cook for me at home. Actually, so that's his go-to, my go-to.
Oh my word!
Right.
A word to describe families that drop everything and go somewhere. Where are we going with this? I mean, I can't remember why I was asked this question, but I don't know why I asked the question. Someone mentioned something about, I don't know.
I'll tell you what Isaac mentioned to me the other day. I didn't know it was a thing, and I really quite like the idea of it. Digital nomads. So you're a little bit of this now, Phil.
That's it. Digital nomads. So go on.
Yeah, going off.
Going off.
Yeah.
That's it.
They call it,
travel a lot, don't you?
when they raw dog.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Like where you travel and you don't have any books, visual.
Yeah.
You just kind of sit with yourself and your thoughts, which is quite scary for many of us these days, isn't it?
Well, there is, because there's places I wouldn't want to go to.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah.
That was it. Digital nomad.
Yeah, so that's you now, isn't it? You travel an awful lot, don't you? You experience lots of different types of holidays, lots of different
Into it now. Trying to.
But you're running a business, Phil, so you can't kind of just go, there you go, I'm off now for the next week, 2 weeks.
No.
So you are a digital nomad, aren't you? You're forward thinking on tech. Look at us here today. You're always looking at the next thing, aren't you? I remember you coming to me years ago and talking about ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You're like, have you heard about this, Nick? And
Now look, everyone's doing it, aren't they?
you're a marketing as well, aren't you? You get really excited about stuff, don't you, Phil?
I love it.
Let me tell you about that. Yeah.
And that's why I'll never retire.
No.
We talked about this. I can't see me retiring. Not from this industry. And it's people like you as well that keep us going. I'm not just saying that because you sat here. There's so many reasons for me. I'm asked you what gets you up in the morning. What gets me up in the morning is we're creating dreams, we're making memories in the same way that you're making memories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Slightly different, but memories are important.
Yeah.
Without memories, there's so many things cannot be achieved without memories.
And that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
We were fortunate. They are important. They're important. We're not here for a long time, are we? And we want to make sure that we stuff it as much as we can with really good stuff. Good, wholesome stuff.
And what better way to finish this podcast? I mean, I can't think. That is just superb. I mean, right on point. Tell us before we finish then, what's the best way to get involved and support Reuben's Retreat?
Head to our website, reubensretreat.org.
You can donate. You can like our socials. We've got a great campaign at the minute called Brick by Brick, where you can actually be physically involved in our renovation of the hospital. So, yeah.
One brick at a time.
That's it. Yeah.
Great. So you can make a donation.
P.T. Barnum.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
£123. Make a donation, and then your brick sits within that beautiful tapestry of everlasting bricks in the retreat with your name on, your date, your place, your colour, whatever you want that to be. So that's all online as well on kind of Get Involved. We'd love people to get involved with the retreat and help us complete the retreat so that we can put the 4 apartments in that were promised, so that we can realise the entire vision and families can eventually come and holiday at the retreat.
Your holiday destination, So we're reubensretreat.org. Yeah, and everything's on there.
Get yourselves onto reubensretreat.org. And like I said to you, Phil's top tip during this podcast about...
take a look at hypnotherapy. Take a look at it.
I think I need a bit of that. Help the memory. Hypnotherapy, absolutely. Listen, thank you so much for joining me. I mean, it's been absolutely amazing. Your story is so inspiring. We're proud to support you as a business. To our listeners and viewers, please head to reubensretreat.org to find out more about this incredible charity. Don't forget, with the experts at the Travel Village, we are indeed. We can help you with your travel dreams, making them become a reality. So don't forget to subscribe, both for the Travel Buddies and also, again, reubensretreat.org. In the words of Elvis, yeah, Phil has left the building, Nick has left the building, and Becky has left the building. So it's goodbye from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.